Hi, I'm Debbie, your host. Today we're visiting LA Nike Site 88, a long-abandoned missile defense base in Chatsworth, California, just outside of Los Angeles. During the height of the Cold War, during the 50s and 60s, this site could fire missiles at a moment's notice to defend against nuclear missiles and airplanes that might come from other countries, specifically the Soviet Union. Today, I'm going to show you the sights and sounds of this missile base while giving you a tour of the complex. Plus, I have a real treat for you today. We'll go down in one of the underground bunkers of this abandoned complex, Los Angeles Nike Site 88 in Chatsworth. That's what's up next on this episode of Abandoned. I'm standing in front of the entrance of this abandoned complex. Before we go inside, I think we should have a history lesson about Chatsworth. We're going to show you the footage that was taken of Chatsworth by the military back when this was a working base.
Chatsworth, California. Like most small American communities, it is a friendly, busy town, 31 miles from the heart of downtown Los Angeles at the end of the San Fernando Valley. The people of Chatsworth, like people everywhere, work at their jobs, look after their children, carry on their civic responsibilities, and relax with their neighbors. Like so many small suburban communities in the Los Angeles area, Chatsworth actually falls within the outer limits of the city and enjoys many of its services. Utilities, fire and police protection, schools, roads, and other needs are served by Los Angeles.
Okay, we're going to start walking into the base. And during our little visit, I will give you some pearls of wisdom I learned about this space while investigating it. The base has got their name, Nike, from the Greek goddess of victory. Come on, let's go in. Right behind me is the Launchpads, one of the ones at least, that they fired the Nike missiles. Okay, it looks like we're standing in front of one of the barracks on the base. As you can see, it's been graffitied up. You want to follow me in? Watch out, it's very treacherous, a lot of things on the ground. Let me turn my flashlight on. See, right over here is a sink, and it looks like what was left of some beds. This way it looks like this was a toilet, because you could see water shut up areas. Of course, everything has been graffitied up. Right next to it are a bunch of shelves and cabinets that people can keep their belongings, clothes, and whatever else. Still in pretty good shape. Okay, watch your step over here. Okay, got another room off to this side. Oh, somebody made a nice graffitied face. Okay, this is a little bit smaller room. Again, it has storage cabinets that have been taken down. I would believe that they might have had more beds in here. And see, that's where the air conditioning or heating would come out. Let's see what that box is over here. That looks like it's some kind of electrical box that's been stripped. And people have left their paint cans. That's it in this building. Let's move on. Okay, right behind me, it looks like there are some electric boxes where you can turn the power off and on. Let's see if we can work them. Well, it turns up and down, but I'm sure it's not hooked to anything. Yeah, it looks like somebody made a bird's nest out of it. Okay, we're going to walk further in. Over my shoulder, it looks like that's the motor pool. And we'll go see that. Okay, we're at the motor pool area. We're standing in front of a bus that, from what I understand, 6 years ago was more intact than it is now. They probably used this bus to bring up the soldiers from down below since there was only one road. And you might notice, we'll come over to the side. You'll see a bunch of bullet holes. From my understand, the police use that, come up and use this bus as a firing range and as a target. And right across the way is the garage for the motor pool where they fixed cars and stored them. And right to the left is where they had all the equipment they needed for fixing the cars. That's an interesting graffiti picture there. Okay, if you look inside there, it's been cannibalized a lot. This is all that's left of the doorway. The seats are completely, just the metal is left of that. You have the driver's seat. The back is there, but everything else is gone. Pretty much cannibalized, lots and lots of bullet holes. This is the garage of the motor pool, and if you look over my left shoulder, somebody made some really good art, but you can also tell those have been shot out too. Okay, walking into the garage. All the windows are gone. Oh, there's a part of a door from one of the vehicles. Otherwise, everything's been taken out of here. High ceiling. Looks like the door has even been taken away. Let's see what we have this way. This looks like there's some kind of water setup, so I don't know if this was a bathroom or what it was. Probably for cleaning up after working on the cars and trucks. Up on the ceiling there is a rafter. Looks like they could have kept different items there, big items. That's the motor pool. We're going to travel further in and see what we can see. This is a very large military base. Oh gee, look at this. About a year ago when we came by here to investigate if this was going to be a good place to shoot, This was a travel trailer, and it was all intact. So, in fact, there was a woman graffitiing on it, and it looks like somebody burnt it down. This is all that's left of that travel trailer. I guess I was wrong. There's more to the motor pool. You look right over here. This looks like a garage where they would store a car or something. Probably because it's a small garage. It might be like for the colonel or the major's vehicle to be kept here. Come on in, let's go see what's inside. Definitely someplace where a car was kept. It looks like they probably could have kept a couple cars in here. There is roll-up gates on both sides so they could leave. All the windows, of course, are broken out. Oh, if you come out here, you'll see over here is a completely burnt out, demolished car. It's hard to tell if it was a military car or not because too much of it is gone. Looks like somebody dropped something on that roof. Hi, we're standing in front of another abandoned building. This looks like it used to be the PX. Okay, we're at another abandoned building. This previously was the recreation room or hall. And right to the left is this little small building. I'm pretty sure that is another latrine they used during those days when you were wrecking. Okay, let's go inside. See, the steel beams are still in place for the ceiling, but the ceiling's completely gone. But this is where they would come with for their free time and to relax. Okay, we're coming down to another, it looks like a missile firing station or whatever. If you pan to your right, you'll see it. The U.S. built the Nike bases starting in 1953. This base was one of the last ones built in 1956. The reason it was the last one built is because of the rugged terrain, and there was only one road through Brown Canyon. Also an interesting fact, this was the first base to use canine sentry dogs for guarding the area. Okay, so we're going to get a closer look at these launch pads for the Nike base missiles. Right over here, if you can get a closer view. Okay, right here is one of the areas that they launched the Nike missiles. The military built over 200 Nike bases in the United States. Just in Los Angeles, we had 16 bases that formed a circle around the LA area. They were known as the Ring of Steel. The military had 3 different kinds of Nike missiles. In 1953, they had the Ajax. 1958, they came out with Hercules, and 1960, they had Zeus. The last 2 had nuclear warheads. Unfortunately, the USSR and the United States built more advanced nuclear missiles that flew higher and faster than the Nike missile. That made the Nike missile obsolete. We are very fortunate we have footage of a military officer who was interviewed back when this was a working base. He could tell you more about the Nike's missiles that were actually used on this base.
General If you have a moment, sir, we'd like to ask you a question or two.
Why, certainly.
Do you feel, sir, that the present state of readiness of our Army Air Defense Network is adequate to meet the threat of any enemy attack?
I certainly hope so. The best way to answer your question, I feel, is to give you a rundown of what we actually have. The Hercules is a bigger, faster, and more lethal weapon. It possesses both a nuclear and a conventional capability. So you can see the air defense business is never static. Every day sees an improvement from the day before. Every policy, training schedule, and weapon is geared to the current and the future threat, and not to the threat of yesterday. The Hercules is our latest answer to the current and future threat.
This Nike base had in it barracks, PX, recreation hall, mess hall, battery headquarters. I'm standing here in front of the opening of one of the underground bunkers of this compound. As you can see by the concrete stairs that go down, originally we're thinking it was too treacherous for me to go down, and we were going to have to figure out another way to get the footage of the bunker. My producer cameraman was able to go down and clear a path, and we found out that the concrete stairs are in relatively good shape for how old they are. I'm going down and show you how it looks now in its abandoned shape. After our trip down to this bunker, we have actual footage of the same bunker back when it was being used as a working base. You'll be able to see the computers and how it looked back then and compare the two with them. It's very dark, so I have my flashlight in hand. Okay, it's really dark in there, but I don't think there's anyone in there, but we will make sure, because we don't want any surprises. Hey, anyone in there? Okay, I guess we're free to go in. Okay, we're down in the bunker. If you take a look, you can see it's a very large area. And just think, back in the day, this was filled with computers and people. Okay, we're going through. This looks like it's a bunk bed, possibly for people to sleep on. We got another door. This room, it's a small room, and looking with the pipes and all that, it could have been a latrine down here. It's actually not too hot. Another one of those locking doors. This is a stairway to get out of the bunker. We're not going to go this way, though. Go back to the main room. Okay, this is a big hollow room, and because of its being empty, you might hear an echoing sound from our voices. Okay, let's go in and go in deeper. Okay, we're going to go across the other side through this little thin hallway. Yeah, more electrical panels and lots of pipes on the floor. It's very dangerous over here. Okay, we're on the other side now. It's all hollow. Probably more computers were over here and people. Up ahead, it looks like some kind of engine. As you can see by the opening, that is where the doors open up for the missiles to be fired. And while we are walking out of the bunker, we're going to show you some footage of the bunker when it was being used back in the 50s and 60s. With the end of the Cold War and the Nike missiles no longer in production, this site, along with others, closed and became abandoned. This base was decommissioned in 1974 and became an abandoned piece of history of the Cold War. Maybe in the future we can go look at another Nike site. I'm Debbie. Till next episode, thank you for watching Abandoned.